Hi Aquarius, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of July 2021. I do want to take this moment to genuinely thank you so much for joining me, but also want to remind you as always to like this video, to leave me a comment about your individual situation, and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. But more importantly, when meditating on your energy overall for the month in regards to the subject, the message that came through is gaining clarity on it all. Gaining clarity on it all. And so we're going to keep it simple by doing some shuffling and pulling 6 tarot cards for the month. So to begin, for our lovely Aquarians for the month of July 2021, for their money and career. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. We have 2 so far. Keep them coming for our lovely Aquariuses. July, of course, for money and career. Ooh. Bear with me as I place them. Okay. We have a bonus card. And at the bottom of the deck, we're not going to speak upon it. But we're beginning the month in this spread with the 6 of Swords. And right off the bat, to begin the month, I'm hearing breakaway. And so there's a feeling that a lot of Aquariuses who are drawn to this video are reflecting on a past situation, a past job that you had to break away from, whether you were proud of it or not. For a lot of you, I feel like it was a very sudden kind of, I need to leave, you know, and move on to another job. For some of you, it could be you needing to, or feeling the need to break away from your current position or current career. Either way, it feels like you are a little foggy as to why this happened or why you feel it needs to happen now, but you just feel the need to move forward with more clarity. It's right off the bat to begin the month, or just around there, where Spirit in the Universe clarifies that past experience for you, or starts to clarify why it would be most beneficial for you to, even if it's emotional at times, to leave your current job opportunity to make your way to something bigger and better for you. This clarity, even if it's not all of which that you desire at this time, will help you. It'll help you move forward. For some of you, you can't help but do a bit of reflecting at the beginning of the month. You might find yourself in both situations where you are reflecting on a past job or career opportunity that you left, but you're also feeling the need to leave your current one. For some of you, you might find that it's just one. Either way, being in a bit of a reflective state of mind leaves you a bit emotional, finding that that's leaving you a bit on edge, or just simply being affected by this and that in a different way. So Spirit's saying it's essential that you ground yourself. It's essential that you balance yourself out in whatever way works best for you to begin the month, understanding now that you're going to be a bit emotional or just a bit all over the place mentally. Your emotional balance needs focus at this time. Understanding that when you're a little bit out of balance emotionally, it's going to be hard for you to produce quality work or simply figure out how to proceed, or simply absorb the messages and the clarity that Spirit in the Universe is trying to bring in at this time. As you can see, I'm kind of stumbling on my words a bit, and all of which is happening in your head and throughout your life in general could leave you feeling that way. And so to think thoroughly before you speak would also be beneficial. Ooh, and I'm hearing ride the waves as the beginning of the month trickles on, as the clarity comes in. All right. And so we're moving on to the Knight of Cups. Interestingly enough, they want me to show the bonus card right now, which is the World. As clarity starts to come in, even if it's not, once again, all of which that you desire or feel like you need at this time, a big reminder comes through. I want to say between around at some point in the first half of the month, as Spirit keeps correcting me, that your world is changing. I'm hearing your state of mind affects your world in a huge way, and a reminder or simply messages come through from Spirit in the universe to tell you that, to make that very clear to you. And they're almost highlighting or bolding the word clear to me as I just stated that to you. It being the beginning slash the first half of the month in general, where Spirit wants you to feel more clear, clear-headed, clear, just clear in general. Needing you to feel like the fog from in front of you is starting to leave your life. As you start to see the way, some of you feel the need to stray, and it's time for you to, as Spirit rhymes, to figure out if it's right for you to up and leave in a new direction, and not allowing certain reflections that take place at this point in the month, once again, to hugely affect how you move forward. Spirit saying you've learned what you needed to from the past. I mean, sure, there's more clarity and some blanks to be filled in as to why that happened for you, but that shouldn't affect your current decision, right? Spirit saying that's not necessarily true for all of you Aquarians, but allowing yourself to, as you can see, I'm even getting a bit confused at this point, to just take a step back and breathe, right? And at times it may feel like you're just trying to figure it out, and that's okay. You'll find that certain decisions and changes, even from the past, have made it easier, to elevate, to sort of to become a better version of you. And we're moving on to the Knight of Cups. So as you make your way to the middle of the first half of the month, you might feel a little bit nervous, but there's a feeling that your creativity starts to come back to life. Your passion starts to come back to life. Excuse me, as my voice starts to leave. It feels like the clarity and a few blanks being filled in helps all of which happen. How come this happens? How come that happened? These questions start to come over you, and Spirit saying, don't overcomplicate it, right? The beginning of the month should clarify a few things for you, but you need to understand that all of the clarity is not going to rush in right at the beginning of the month just because you desire it. I need for you to understand that everything happens at the right time, and that they'll sort of space it out for you, and some things don't need to be fully understood for you to move forward. And Spirit wanted me to add in a confident manner. Go with the flow and allow yourself to feel confident as you do, needing to potentially adjust your perspective as you finish up projects or sort of make financial decisions if need be at this point in the month. If we look closely, you may be feeling ultra serious around the middle of the first half. So I need to do something outside of your work environment to lighten things up for you emotionally, and your state of mind, to enjoy yourself, understanding that that does affect your level of work that you produce, right? Needing to feel good about your life in general, remembering that work isn't everything, finances aren't everything. Of course, they're important and they affect things greatly, but to not neglect the other areas and to kind of bring back that beautiful balance of all of which. And we're moving on to the Knight of Wands. They're drawing me back to the Knight of Cups. And we have two knights now that I'm actually thinking about it. But so anyways, for the Knight of Cups, if you look closely again, there's a bit of a glow. I don't think you can see it because of the lighting. But it's even though you're feeling ultra serious and a little bit all over the place, even this bit of clarity that came in leaves you glowing on a different level. Or whatever self-care you implement, or a bit of fun that you implement in your life, it leaves you glowing on a different level for those to see around you. So something to keep in mind. Moving on to the Knight of Wands. As you make your way to wrap up the first half of the month, ooh, I'm hearing don't dare to be different. And I feel like that is how somebody is coming off to you within your work environment, whether it's your boss or a coworker. Maybe it could be somebody outside of your work environment. But Spirit is shaking their head in the background saying, that is horrible advice, Aquarius. You are very unique. At times, people want to label you eccentric, an eccentric sign. And that's a beautiful thing, for you to sort of allow yourself to shine in that manner, to embrace that different side or different sides of you, and allow that to bleed through into your work in a beautiful way, and sort of going in your own direction while doing what you have to, fulfilling certain obligations, right? Sort of be your own person in the process is what they're saying. Even if certain individuals feel very opinionated or feel the need to kind of box you in one way, shape, or form. Spirit saying Aquarius has no place in any sort of box or closed-minded environment. And so it's bringing me back to, for some of you, I need to question whether or not you're in the right environment or wrapped up in the right opportunity. Something to keep in mind as you move forward, given your glow will start to enhance even more moving forward. You'll start to embrace who you are on a soul level more so, and all of which will leave different people, opportunities, and whatnot coming towards you within the two categories you're speaking upon. And so you to kind of keep in mind, well, when I'm moving towards these opportunities, am I going to, or people, will it be left kind of boxed in, or is it going to leave me a little bit of freedom and wiggle room to be me, to embrace who I am, to allow that to kind of shine through into my beautiful work that I produce? Just something to consider. But your passion is quite present at this point in the month as you wrap up the first half. People noticing you in a beautiful way. And at times people being very opinionated once again, or trying to box you in, maybe out of fear of that shining too much or outshining them, or simply maybe just due to other small reasons. Regardless, Spirit saying, you charge forth, my friend, and do you. And we're moving on to the Ace of Wands. And so you make your way to begin the second half of the month. And the downloads are coming in rapidly. It may feel like your third eye is starting to open, or your crown chakra is starting to open, where your intuition's growing and snowballing, while Spirit's just dropping all of these downloads within. It may feel overwhelming is the point. You feeling as if it's all happening so quickly, but you need to, all the meanwhile, you're trying to make certain decisions about your career and your finances. But what they're saying to me is, you wanted this clarity, did you not? Imagine if all of which came in at the beginning of the month or towards the end of June, when you sort of desired it the most. It needed to kind of happen in chunks or stages so you could grasp it, so you could embrace it fully, absorb it as you move forward. And again, everything happens when it's meant to, for a reason. So you can kind of, when you need it the most, let's just put it that way. And you can hear, I'm speaking more, a lot quicker than I was before. but I'm still feeling the need to stop and think about what I'm saying, because that's your very head space oriented Aquarius way of being. And it just might feel like a lot's happening in your mind. And Spirit saying, it's okay, you'll get through it. If anybody can sort through it, it's you. But being aligned with the Six of Swords. Oh, they're saying don't move on to that just yet. Let's begin the second half of the month as well, where a lot of Aquariuses will have to embrace certain new beginnings, right? Or will be thinking thoroughly about, well, what new job do I want to embrace or take on? Even if it's just a side job on top of what you already have. Or maybe you're unemployed and looking for a new one, and it's leaving you a bit somber as you're trying to sort through all the downloads and clarity flowing in. But being aligned with the Six of Swords, you definitely are better understanding at this point certain past situations that you had to up and leave, right? Or why your current situation is just not going to have a place in your beautiful, successful future. I need to take several deep breaths as you figure this and that out about your past, your future, and your present situation. And we're moving on to the Two of Cups. Before we move on, they're saying, let Spirit guide the way for you as you embark on new adventures, new career opportunities, and potentially just continue to embrace what you have in front of you. But so you make your way to the middle of the second half of the month, and a connection takes focus. Who am I, and why do I let certain individuals, specifically at this point in the month, this one individual, affect me so heavily? For a lot of you, it's your boss. For a good amount of you, it's a coworker, or it could simply be somebody outside of your work environment. But it feels like this person is getting the best of you. Let's just put it that way. Allowing for yourself to remember that you can take a step back and not allow such a connection or such an individual to treat you in a certain manner or make you feel a certain way. When you connect with this person, don't be afraid to speak your mind. Spirit's saying that you have so many powerful, important thoughts and opinions, but it's all about how you express them at times, right? You feeling afraid to express them in the wrong way, especially if it's somebody important where you don't want to affect your career situation in a negative manner. And Spirit's saying, we get it. Of course, trickle on and move, in a careful way. Think thoroughly about what you're about to say, which it's this point in the month where you're going to be pushed to speak your mind in one way, shape, or form, given there's more than one benefit of doing so. You learning something and growing from doing just that, but the other person as well. It's like your paths were almost meant to cross in this exact moment, or a few different moments at this point in the month, so that you could each teach each other something about your career, about your finances, about your life and who you are in general, who you're becoming. Being aligned with the Knight of Cups. It's this sort of somber passion that comes over you, where you feel the need to take action, but a mental kind of expressing action, as we were just speaking upon. You feeling like this one person affects you at times in a negative manner, but you feel as if you can work your Aquarian magic and turn things around in a positive light. Once again, knowing intuitively or being reminded by Spirit in the universe that there's something to be learned, there's the growth that is to take place at this point. And if need be, do walk away from the situation temporarily to gather yourself or to take a deep breath. And don't let the nerves that come over you get the best of you. You being bold and courageous at this point in the month is going to come back and prove to you that you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to within your career, within your finances. But at times you do have to speak your mind. You do have to step up to the plate and kind of do what's necessary. Now I'm hearing connect the dots, connect the pieces. It's this connection, this individual, whether you feel it's going to proceed in a positive light or not, regardless of how it ends up being for you, it helps you connect a few more pieces. I'm now seeing almost angelically a puzzle piece just slowly float down and land in the correct spot. And you just being like, ah, okay. All right, well, that was easy. And it was like, yeah, okay, it may have been a struggle to sort of deal with this person or, express how you feel or however the case may be for you, however it pertains. But in the process, Spirit is reminding you that it's leading you towards one more puzzle piece. Interesting. And we're moving on to the last and final card where we have the Six of Wands. So you make your way to finish up the second half of the month and the month in general. And I'm hearing the applause begins. You feeling like all eyes are on you, Aquarius, for a good reason. You've grown, you've improved, you strive for bigger and better in a multitude of ways within the two categories we're speaking upon. You feeling as if you deserve the attention, right? You deserve the admiration and the appreciation that starts to flow in towards the end of the month. For you entrepreneurs, you're receiving an immense amount of clientele and people just being in awe as to the work you're producing in general. And that last part about people being in awe applying to you in general, regardless of your position or lack of which, Spirit's saying. You finishing up the month saying, I've got it going on. And Spirit wants you to understand that if you don't fully embrace that at times, it's the times when you sort of neglect that feeling or aren't one with it, where you doubt yourself, that it sort of pushes people away when they feel the need to admire you or they feel the need to sort of see you in this light. And it's that perspective that you gain or it kind of clicks, around this last part of the month. And now I'm hearing, I deserve this. I'm Aquarius. Watch me succeed. And it's people that around you see you glowing at a different level, enjoying the spotlight in a way that you almost wouldn't in the past. For some of you, you would. You'd embrace it like that. But there's a lot of you Aquariuses that are drawn to this reading that are hesitant to sort of be in the spotlight. At times want to kind of take a step back, even if it means minimalizing your success, just to kind of be out of the public eye in one way, shape, or form. But Spirit's saying you have such a strong, beautiful mind and a beautiful perspective on things. Your opinion shining through in a very wrong card, in a beautiful way, in a different way, and allowing for all of which to prove worthy, right? You producing work to finish off the month that leaves people just being like, well, damn, I'm seeing this person in a different light, right? You're one to be watched is what they're saying. You're one to keep improving as people see you changing, right? Drawing back to the world, which was the bonus card, your world is changing, my friend. And it's going to continue to do so as you evolve and grow and become who you're meant to be in this lifetime. And so don't be afraid to continue to embrace the spotlight as you gain clarity on this and that once again. But being aligned with the Knight of Wands, as you can see, I'm smiling, and it might take a little bit for you to sort of enjoy the attention that you're receiving at the end of the month. That attention coming through in different form from Aquarius to Aquarius, but you understanding that you marching to the beat of your own drum, or being you're embracing your eccentric side, or your multiple different sides, leaves people in awe. And if it doesn't, they should stop watching, right? But the point is they won't, because Aquarius is who they are, and it leaves people wanting more. And so it's at this point in the month where you're starting to realize that you can strive for bigger and better. You can strive for more. Really, whatever you want to achieve within your money and career situations is doable for you. And it's at this point where you realize I don't need clarity on everything in order to move forward. I just need to embrace who I am and what I have to offer as I move forward. All right, Aquarius. So I hope this reading was truly helpful. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I hope you have the most amazing month, and I'll see you next time. Bye.